Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Rama Ranjankar, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bhindar. Today I am going to explain Chapter 3 Communication Standards and Protocols Part 1. Learning outcome of this topic are modes of data communication, serial communication standards, and let's see the DB9 connector and pin description of RS-232. Now the first is transmission modes. So here I am going to explain serial and parallel transfer mode. So in telecommunication, serial communication is the process of sending a data one bit at a time sequentially over a communication channel or computer bus. In serial transfer, data is transferred to a device located many meters away. So this method is used for long distance data transfer. Another method is parallel transfer. So this is in contrast to serial communication. Now in this, several bits are sent as a whole on a link with the several parallel channels. So in parallel transfer, data is transferred in 8 or more lines. In this, wire conductor is used for transferring a data to a device that is only a few feet away. Let's see another transmission modes called as synchronous and asynchronous communication. Now diagram shows here for synchronous and asynchronous communication. So in synchronous communication, blocks of data is transferred along with the clock signal. So this transmission is synchronized by external clock. While in case of asynchronous transfer, there is no any clock signal is applied. In diagram shows here, so start bit and stop bit is introduced in the bit of data. It transfers a single byte at a time between the sender and receiver along with inserting a start bit before which each character and a stop bit at its termination so that to inform the receiver where the data begins and ends. Example for asynchronous transmission is the interface between the keyboard and monitor. Keyboard is a transmitter and the computer is the receiver. We use a UART and UART for serial communication. So UART or UART are a microcontroller peripheral which converts incoming and outgoing bytes of data into a serial bit stream. So both have same work but with different methods. Let's see another transmission modes called as simplex, half duplex and full duplex. So there are several types of modes are available in serial communication. Now, depending on a type of transmission mode and data transfer, these transmission modes are classified as simplex, half duplex and full duplex method. In simplex method, either of medium, that is sender or receiver, can be active at a time. So if the sender is transmitting the data, receiver can only accept the data and vice versa. So in simplex method, one-way communication is possible, and a well-known example for simplex method is television and radio. Half duplex method. In half duplex method, both the sender and receiver can be active, but not at the same time. So if the sender is transmitting a data, then the receiver can accept the data but cannot send, and vice versa. The well-known example for half duplex is the internet, where the user sends a request for a data and get it from server. Full duplex method. In full duplex method, both the receiver and transmitter can send the data to each other at the same time. So the well-known example is mobile phone. Now this diagram shows the simplex, half duplex and full duplex transmission mode. Now as shown in figure, simplex mode, the arrow indicates data is transmitting from mainframe to monitor. So one-way communication only. In case of half duplex, there are two servers. So direction indicates, or the arrow indicates the direction of data flowing. So when the left hand side laptop or server gets on, so data is moving from left to right, and when the another server gets active, so data is transferring from second device to first device. In full duplex mode, again there are using two monitors or two laptops. Now here this arrow shows a bidirectional arrow, means both the device can be active at a time. So one can send the data and another one receive the data. Simultaneous transmission reception occurs in case of full duplex. Let's see the comparison between these three modes. Now the first parameter is the direction of communication. In case of simplex, unidirectional, while in case of half duplex it is two directional or one at a time. Full duplex, it is a two directional method and simultaneous transmission occurs. Second parameter is regarding send and receive. In case of simplex, sender can only send the data. In case of half duplex, sender can send and receive the data, but at one at a time only. And in case of full duplex, sender can send the data, receive the data simultaneously. Third parameter is a performance. In simplex, worst performing mode of transmission, while half duplex is better than simplex and full duplex is best performing mode of transmission. Example for simplex is keyboard and monitor. For half duplex it is walkie-talkie, and for full duplex, telephone. Let's see the serial communication standard. So RS-232 is called as a serial communication standard. So it is designed by Electronical Industries Association communication standard. So of this communication standard, RS-232 has been widely adopted in variety of applications, and it is even standard equipment on computer and often used to connect modems and mice. Sensors and actuators also contain these interfaces, so many of which can be controlled via serial communication. Now what is exactly RS-232? So RS-232 is recommended standard 232C. Is the recent version of standard 25 pin, whereas RS-232D is of 22 pins. In new PCs, male D type, which is of 9 pins. RS-232 is a standard protocol used for serial communication. It is used for connecting computer and its peripheral devices to allow the serial data exchange between them, as it contains the voltage for the path used for the data exchange between the devices. It is used in serial communication up to 50 feet with the rate of 1.492 kilobits per second. As EIA defines, RS-232 is used for connecting a data transmission equipment DTE and data communication equipment DCE. Let's see pin description of DB9 connector for RS-232. So there are total 9 pins. So as on left hand side I shows the pin numbers here, and right hand side I write a description of pins. So first pin is 1, called as a carrier detect. So incoming signal from data communication equipment. Pin number 2 is receive data. So it receives the incoming data from data transmission equipment. Pin number 3 is transmit data. It is used to send outgoing data to DC, data communication equipment. Pin number 4 is data terminal ready, DTR. So it shows the outgoing handshaking signal. Pin number 5 is a ground. It is a common reference voltage is referred for ground. Pin number 6 is a DSR, data set ready. So incoming handshaking signal. Pin number 7 is RTS, request to send. So outgoing signal for controlling flow. Pin number 8 is a CTS, that is a clear to send. So incoming signal for controlling flow. And pin number 9 is RI, ring indicator. So it shows the incoming signal from data communication equipment. Now the applications of RS-232 are: RS-232 is a serial communication standard used in old generation PCs for connecting the peripheral devices like mouse, printers, modem, etc. Nowadays, RS-232 is replaced by advanced USB. It is also used in PLC machines, CNC machines and servo controller because it is far cheaper. And it is still used by some microcontroller boards, chip printers, point of sale system, that is POS, etc. So let's see the male and female connector DB9. So left hand side जो है that is of male connector DB9 and right hand side is female connector DB9. Thank you.